Thanks for letting me work for you.
Right? You can say that at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Say that at the end. That'll be funny.
Hey guys, Mika here, and this might be one of my, up to this point, one of my most favorite moments here at Ukulele Friend, holding this ukulele right here. I played lots and lots and lots and lots of fancy custom instruments, some of the best on the planet. I played quite a few vintage instruments here. It's just really a lot going on over here at Ukulele Friend, and it's one of those times where I get the text or get the call. Hey, we need to do some sound samples, and I got a treat for you. And here's one of those treats that I have the honor and pleasure of holding in my hands. For those of you who might not know, Martins back then were the absolute peak or pinnacle of instruments, especially the earlier ones. You know, to give some context, I was very fortunate because I grew up being able to play a tenor, kind of I think early 1960s mahogany model. So I kind of had an idea of what a tenor Martin from the golden era before it kind of switched over to the newer stuff today. But so I got to play that, and I always thought like, wow, 1960 like or whatever 1962 like wow, this sounds great, like the intonation, the playability. And that was me growing up, and I was like in high school and stuff, and I was thinking already like wow. And for me to be a professional musician nowadays with more life experience, more playing experience, I have a pickier ear, and I look for specific things when I'm playing instruments. This is phenomenal. I went a little off tangent right there, but I'll come back to it. This is a phenomenal playing or player instrument. But again, to come back to the rarity of this, this is a Martin tenor 5K model. So model 5, which is the creme de la creme, that's the highest model pretty much you can get. K meaning koa, the koa model. They made mahogany and koa models. And then because this is a model 5, I mean, this is decked out to the moon. So essentially you have shell inlay wrapped around the body, around the rosette. You have this really awesome, inlay here on the top of the headstock. Beautiful curly koa on the front, all over the headstock. But shell on the back. This is a 1929 model, and having ukulele just decked out back then with the shell on the back and on the front. Martin 5K tenor 1929 model. To give some context, even I didn't know. Well, first of all, there's only 9 of these made. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out where to go with this because there's so much exciting information with this, but there's only 9 of these made ever in the world, and I have the privilege of holding one right here, not behind a glass, not read in a book, right here in hands. Or not for me not me specifically, but I think in the right hands in terms of it's meant to be in a player's hands. I think it's this kind of instrument. It's really awesome that a player gets to play it and let it tell its story. This is trying to tell its story from back then, right? There's only 9 of these made. One of them is here, and to be honest, again, growing up, I had the privilege of playing a mahogany model. I think it was just a basic, maybe it was a 1M model or a basic model. So and I already thought that was awesome, but my dad would tell me like, oh, the top of the top stuff, you if you ever have the chance, one day if you make it big or whatever, you should keep your eyes out on a Martin 5K. But it's a soprano. I'm like, oh, okay. So I've seen pictures of Martin 5K soprano, so I was kind of aware. And apparently now there's like a lot more. There's a lot more soprano sizes than the tenor size. But I didn't even know a concert or tenor size existed. So when I got the text, to come in to do sound samples, and Mika, I have a tenor 5K. I'm like, they make those, and that's when I learned that there's only 9 of these, and then again, one being over here. And then took it out of the case and tuned it up, and I was just like like, wait, what? This is like in amazing condition. Just even like the fretboard, it's like still shiny. I mean, it's like it wasn't even played that much. I mean, yeah. So playing it and just trying to I was like how crazy, like the playability, the cleanliness, the intonation, the tone, the thinking that this instrument's almost 100 years old. This instrument has opened up over the almost century that it was made ago. Make sure it's in tune before I play something. I mean, just listen to the. I don't know if the microphones can. this sounds like an instrument made today, but like, I mean, try to listen to this. Dude, the resonance, how clean it is. It's phenomenal. I mean, for me as a player, I mean, again, to put myself in the shoes of, this was made in 1929. Me playing, like, if I picked up this instrument now, it's like, oh, okay, cool, like an older vintage instrument. You know, one of my first things I would think of, like, playability wise, but like, wow, this feels great. Oh yeah, by the way, it was made 100 years ago. You know, just thinking like, wow, like, to think that if you transported me back and I couldn't take something from the present back and I could play something like this, I'll be so honored to play, or be happy to play something like this, because it just sounds so great. It plays great. The intonation, like the fact that there's even like nice sustain or vibrato. Such a big sound too, like such a koa sound too. Mid-range, sweet sound. I mean, this is a harmonic. It's quite the honor. Again, I never take for granted that I get to be here, Ukulele Friend, and just be able to play stuff like this. So with that, I'll stop yapping and let's try to make some music on this. Here we go. So nice. You gotta keep this in. Oh my gosh.